All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Sex Biz Saturdays. Super excited to be here. I am your host, Marla Renee Stewart, of course. And I am super excited because it is Sex Biz Saturdays. So that means you get to ask any kind of question you like with regards to our industry and our business. And so yeah, this is the time to do that thing. So with that said, I am going to move right into the questions because as I've been posting, you all have been submitting questions. And so one of the first questions was, how do you grow your following without posting overly explicit content? Now, there are plenty of ways to grow your following. There's plenty of ways to go viral, to do all the things. But I think in this particular industry, we have to think about what are the techniques and strategies that we have to use in order for us to not get banned or deleted or suppressed in any way, right? So to grow your following without posting overly explicit content, to grow your following in general, there's plenty of ways to do that, right? Especially in our industry. If you want to teach, for instance, you can go to pitch a adult toy shop, right? And you could ask to do a class or a series of classes. And when you do your series of classes, when they say yes, you can ask people to join your email listserv. Now, you always will need some kind of what I call your free thing, right? Your free thing. In the business world, we call it your lead magnet. So the lead magnet is the thing that is going to help you, with your business overall, right? So with that said, you need to come up with something that is going to be enticing for people to want to opt in, right? So for instance, whenever I go teach at a shop, I always say, hey, y'all, I have an erotic activities, a bucket list, right? And so lots of people are interested in the erotic activity bucket list. So what I'll do is I'll drop the link in, and all they have to do is go to the lead page that I have, sign up, give me their email. Once they drop their email, they get to download that erotic activity bucket list immediately, right? So that's one of my lead magnets. When I go teach a kink class, I go and I have a kinky erotic activity kinky bucket list, right? And so that bucket list is also a lead page so people can opt in for my email list. So there are plenty of ways to grow your email, to grow your following without necessarily posting overly explicit content. Because if you're just limiting yourself to social media, that might be hard for you. It's hard for us in this industry. So I would highly suggest thinking outside the box and thinking of other ways that you can recruit other people. So with that said, again, lead magnets. So for instance, the lead magnet for successful here, I have your 5 things you need to do on social media to not get shadow banned or suppressed or deleted. And so that is my lead magnet. So when people go in and opt in on that page, they put in their email address, and then they get the sheet that has the 5 different techniques on what to do in order to not get banned on social media. And so that is it's sort of like you want to give people something that they can use, and then use that as a way for them to come and follow you so that they'll get more information out of you, right? So that is the plan that's one way to grow your following without necessarily social media. To grow your following without posting overly explicit content, there's several ways to do this, right? So you can respond to people. So when you are cruising on social media, what you can do is you can, the remixes and things like that, you can respond to people. That's a really good way to grow your following, because then other people will get exposed. You can also engage when you're engaging with other people and when you're engaging with other people around whatever it is that you are talking about. People might see your comment, might go to your page, so you might want to have some sort of lead magnet or something right there for them as well, right? Oh yeah, no problem, Amina. Thank you for being here. So one of the things, another way that you can think about growing your following is, so again, remixes, engaging. You can, one of the pieces of advice that I got from the ROI conference that I was in a couple weeks ago was to pick a side, right? So if you are thinking about a certain side, there's a what side is correct. You can pick a side and have your comments and talk about what it is you are on, why you're on this side or whatever, right? So there's lots of different ways to engage people and to grow your following. Again, you really just want to make sure you have your free thing that people can have, so they have some sort of something to hold on to, so that you are able to give them more information, right? So again, that puts them on your email list. You should have an email list if you don't have one already. It puts them on their email list, and then that way you can follow up with them in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, it gives you the opportunity to do that. There's also, you have to think about how you want to grow your following, right? So if you do want to grow your following on social media, what are the things that you need to do? So right now, I've been struggling a bit, y'all, because I am so not a fan of the social media, but I know I got to do it. I know I got to keep engaged. So I'll be trying. So I'll tap in every once in a while and try to get in. But one of the things that I think is more pertinent is you have to see what posts do well, right? What posts are doing well on your social media, and then you want to be able to mimic those over and over again, right? Or mimic those in different ways, right? So for instance, I was reading a book called Hook Points, right? And in this book, they talk about, how to what are the testing different social media methods, testing different social media things in order for you to be successful, or what posts get more engagement. And the thing is, of course you have to have your key performance indicators, but what are those things? Is it engagement? Is it the likes? Is it what are the things that you need to do to ensure that your posts are really getting seen? And so, some of us might post some like really explicit content. I always be trying to have like my boobs and stuff, in the shot or whatever. Or, if I have my face decked out, I'll try to pose my pretty face or whatever. But, there's just like different ways that you can try to, figure out how you want to be on social media. I think for our industry, sometimes it's the sexiest thing. Sometimes it's just your points and the points that you are making on social media. It just depends on how you want to go about it and how you want to market yourself and brand yourself for that. So yeah, so you can grow your following in lots of different ways. Get your free thing going, and you don't have to post overly explicit content. Get my solutions, my 5 solutions to not get your social media shadow banned, and you should be good to go. Let's see here. Let me see. Next question I have here. Um, this is again, same kind of question. I feel like I get this question so much, right? How do you promote on social media without getting banned and actually get eyeballs on your content? Well, one of the ways that you can promote on social media without getting banned is to think about what you say. So there's got to be alternatives to how you say the things, right? Like, so for instance, if you want to say sex, maybe you say make love or in between the sheets, or you say some other language and you start to implement that language into your content. In addition, if you want to run ads, if you haven't been banned from ads already, it's helpful for you to go to use this language and to get eyeballs on your content. But really, you really just want to prevent yourself from getting shadow banned or deleted. So another thing that we use, and you've probably seen this before, is we, instead of sex, right, we might spell it differently. So we might have a $sign and an asterisk and an X. We might have seggs for people who have readers who are blind and need content readers, right? And you might have seen it as SECKS. You might have seen it spaced out like S space E space X space, right? So there are lots of different ways that you can modify. But the thing is, you really, if you check out my post that says, if you can follow it, flow with it, and that's the thing. You have to be able to use that technique when you're posting your content, which is why I try to be super, super careful when posting content to make sure, hey, if I can follow it, I can flow with it, which means you have to look it up and see if it's a no-no word. If you are using no-no words like sex, that can be problematic, right? So you don't want to use no-no words, and you don't want to be in a predicament where you are have to get out of that shadow ban, because of course that suppresses you and then you don't get eyeballs on your content. Okay. So I am definitely I'm gonna be experimenting, y'all, because we do struggle with trying to get our content out there. So I've been trying to experiment, and I think I'm gonna put on a little commercial, and I'm gonna do this commercial, and I'm gonna see how that commercial does. So I'm going to write out a script. I'm going to do like a 30-second commercial. I'm going to boost it because Instagram let me boost something, y'all. And I was like, yes, finally, I got something boosted. Now, who it boosted it to is a different story. But, I'm working on it. But one of the things that you do want to do is you might want to invest the money into boosting your content. And that way you can get more eyeballs on it, eyeballs that you've never seen, eyeballs that aren't following you. And you'll know, if you start to get more likes, if that is something that's going to be useful for you. So just, experiment is the name of the game, and see what works. Okay. All right. So again, y'all, if you have questions, I know some of y'all who are following me on the gram, if you have questions, please feel free to put them into the comments section so I can take a look at them. If you are on LinkedIn, YouTube, or in our Be Successful Facebook group, please feel free to put in a comment. Let me know if you are, what kind of questions you have, so I can just see all the things. I'm here to help y'all, right? Because Saturday afternoon, maybe before you really getting your day started, or maybe you got your day started, maybe it's lunchtime. I don't know what time, what you're doing right now on the West Coast. I guess y'all are probably still waking up, but yeah, please feel free to put your question in there. Another question I received, let me see here. some folks need to know, the question is, sex education for youth. Like, what are the things that you need to do for, how to work with youth, with training, certifications, how to grow your businesses and packages to offer, how to get kids to want to do it, right? So this is a very specific niche question. I started off with youth when I was younger. I was helping and even when I got to Atlanta, actually, I was still helping youth at their LGBTQI programs, and even at the colleges. And because there is depending on where you are living. So this depends on where you are living, what kind of educational content can you do. If you are doing something independent, I highly suggest doing something like OutSchool. So I don't know if you've ever heard of OutSchool or not, but it's a new-ish platform, and it's sort of like for us homeschooling mamas. And it's like a way for you to have a child learn something. And so that might be a way to, and I don't necessarily think you need a certification or anything for that. But if you are going to talk to youth around sexuality education, I think you definitely should have some sort of training. And honestly, if you Google, training for youth, or you get in touch with people who are doing some really like Justine and Steph Zapata, those folks who are doing stuff towards youth, I think getting in touch with them will be your best how you get into that industry. And again, it really just depends on your state and what you can do and how you want to do it. So if you want to go through a school, if you want to do it privately, if you how you want to do that, it's really up to you. But feel free to contact me and let me know, what you plan on doing. And I can definitely help you with that. This is a great question. So somebody says, the no-no list is always changing. It sure is. And that is one thing that I try to tell people. How do we know what is now not acceptable? Wow. So this means that you really have to think about, you really have to do the hashtag system that I teach in my 5 solutions lead magnet. So let me, first of all, I know that if you don't know what I'm talking about, those of you on the gram, you can go to my bio. And if you are on YouTube or on Facebook, hopefully you all can see that. But this is, what you want to do is you want to go to this website. And I know I have a shorter website, actually, a shorter code for that. I know I have a shorter code for it. But anyway, you want to go there. And in that, I show you specifically how to use that hashtag system. And in that hashtag system, you want to be able to look up words that might be maybe part of the no-no list, right? So for instance, you're thinking about when I put something in my bio, the gram told me, hey, you said a no-no word in your Bible, in your bio. And I was like, wait, what? And what I realized is I had put the $sign and then EX. And that was like, they saw that and they basically were like, well, you need to change that. So I had to change it again. Just so right now, the $sign EX is getting flagged, but $**X is working currently. Again, it's always changing. So we need to constantly figure that out. Facebook did come out with, or Meta came out with an article talking about, because that we were complaining about, hey, how are we supposed to get educational content and positive content out there if you're always shadow banning us and doing all these things? Well, they came to us, or they wrote an article that said, hey, we're gonna not do that, and just look up certain hashtags and see if they work. But one that will always be great, and you can always use, is hashtag sexual wellness. This is the hashtag that you probably should always be using in your content if you are doing any kind of content in our industry. And so that is the one hashtag that is out all the time, regardless. So I don't know if you were in the era of when the hashtag sex positive. So it was fine for a minute, then it was not fine for a minute. People were getting suppressed, deleted, and all the things, and then it was fine again. And so it changes constantly. So what may be going on might not be acceptable tomorrow. And what the filter in the it combs through all of your past stuff too, right? So even when I did Booty Fest, right, the AI, I mean, it was old content, but it was because I had the picture in the background of Booty Fest that the AI reads the metadata, which basically says this is a peach. Peaches are not allowed on Instagram, and so it flagged my content as something that, so I had to basically archive the content in order for me to move on. So as you can see, probably most of those posts are gone from Booty Fest because I had to archive them, because I didn't want to constantly be the AI constantly, having that filter. So what I'll definitely have to do is I will have to figure something else out in order to get that. I need to figure something out or save it as something else so it cannot read or do screenshots or something like that. So it won't be able to read the metadata of the actual picture. So I think screenshots are probably going to be your best bet if you want to do something like an eggplant or a peach or any kind of, if you do cannabis stuff, the trees, any kind of that stuff, to do more, manipulate your pictures and stuff more to ensure that you don't get shadow banned on social media. So yeah, again, always changing. Just check out my page of solutions for your social media problems. But it is just basically a cheat sheet for how to market on social media without getting kicked off. And I promise you'll go from being confused and irritated with your marketing to ensure that you don't get shadow banned or get your things deleted again. Okay, so make sure you pick that up, make sure you get that, and you want to be able to you want to be able to do the thing without getting shadow banned, y'all, because it's terrible. Cold out here in these streets, you know what I mean? All right, y'all. Again, if you have questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Please feel free to put them in the chat. Free to let me know if you have any particular questions about your business. If you have a particular business that you're like, Marla, but what was, let me know. I'm happy to talk about it and do all the things. So, oh, here it is. See, I knew it was somewhere. I just had to find it. I need a producer for my own show. So again, you'll see that in the ticker there. It is the qrco.de/5solutions, so QR code. All right. So I got a question on let me see. Oh wait, no, here we go. So Candace, thank you. You said this makes it difficult when you are trying to educate those using the actual terms of body parts. I know when you have to use code words. I know. Pet peeve. I mean, I know. I'm here for it. It's like they own it's like the platforms, they own these platforms. You have to be able to engage your people how you need to engage them, which means get them on your email list. And honestly, you still have to do the same kind of stuff on your email list too, because the Gmail filters and the Yahoo filters, they are aggressive and they will put your stuff in spam real quick. So you have to do the same kind of stuff, even in your emails. You still kind of, in order to ensure that you know don't get put in spam. Um, and you're right, Candice, as far as the actual terms of body parts, because I know right even that center part of the chest. Those things, you might have two of them. Some people might have three or four. You have to understand that that word is a no-no word, right? And so you have to put an asterisk where the I might be. Or yeah, it is very difficult when it comes to naming body parts. Now, if you use, and I don't understand why, especially because if you're using them properly. But again, I think it's one of those things that like Meta's kind of like, well, if you're going to name that part, it means it's probably you're naming it for the wrong reasons, right? And it's like, because some people are using it for the wrong reasons, we are basically getting demonized for the good that we are trying to do in our jobs and trying to educate people, So yeah, it really sucks. Thanks this for saying it is. Too. Okay, on Instagram, I got a question here. It says, what was some of my most read content that I feel grabbed the attention of many? What was some of my most read content? My most read content. Gosh. Because I'm not on social media a whole lot, and the content that I do, like I'm not one of those long posting content people on the gram. But I would say my blogs are read pretty often. But that's a really great question. That's a really great question because I don't know how I would get that measure besides the number of views. But I can check. And I feel like typically when I get a lot of views, it's because I'm sexy pose. Make sure they don't come out. I'm in a sexy pose or I'm doing something pretty so I feel like a lot of the pictures that I do have on social media tend to be like the most engaged. With the exception with the one that I think I accidentally posted on Instagram, which was of me and my child, which I don't really try to put my child on social media, except for maybe in my stories or something like that. But that one accidentally posted. And that one also, apparently, people are nosy too. They want to know what's going on in your personal life. But they probably saw, free trip to Puerto Rico and was like, hey, I want to be a part of that. So that might have been part of it too. So, but that's a really great question. And actually, you know what? Next Saturday, I'm going to answer that. I'm going to answer that for you, Michigan Sex Therapy, because I want to see what was my most engaged content. Because that's what I'm planning on sort of measuring like after January to see like what did well, what didn't do well, and then start moving my marketing, from that. All right. So Tracy says, we know women use everything: books, blogs, courses / workshops, and podcasts. How do you think men are getting their quote unquote good sexual information? What are areas we can target besides social media posts? That's a really great question, Tracy. We do use everything. We are like number one consumers. Um, how do I think men are getting good information? I think men are also getting it from us. I think they're also getting it from their partners, but I've had plenty of men DM me, seek coaching. They and usually, I mean, I had somebody DM me because he didn't know how to put on a condom, right? And I was like, okay, I got you. And so, he paid me. I taught him how to put on through the gram, right? Um, so I think it's just a matter of how you are targeting them. And so if you were to put up a post on social media and target men, and I mean like really targeted, like boost your posts, and I think you might get some feedback around there. But as far as what areas can you target, I mean, when men contact me, a lot of times they are contacting me because they want to know how to get their partners to be more adventurous, new positions that they want to try and do. They want how to connect, like communication. Maybe they're having struggle with communication. So all of these different things are typically what I see that men are asking for. But I would Tracy, if you have an email list, I would just put a question out there and just be like, men, I need to ask you something. Like, where do you get your good information? Or just put that on social media and boost it. Like, where are you getting your information? I want to know. Take a poll, something. Or ask the men that are around you. I think that's always a great source. When you ask the people around you, hey, where are you getting your information that's good? Like, what feels good to you? How are you getting it? Do you think it would do, how do you think it would go? Or what are the things that where can I get, or where do you get your information? Because I want to know, right? And then asking them, hey, what are the things that you would want to learn about? Sometimes men in particular, okay, let me tell you this story. I was doing a workshop around oral techniques for vulvas and vaginas. And I had a friend who is bisexual, and she brought her husband because she was like, her husband needed to learn. This husband sat in my workshop just like this, like, why am I here? And I was like, she brought you here because you don't know what you're doing. I didn't say that, but I was like, if someone brings you to this thing and says, hey, we need to learn, but you think you know all the things, I think that can be one of the issues that might happen with men, is that some of them feel like they know everything already. And of course that can be problematic because then they don't become curious and all of that stuff. Yeah, Kenneth. Yeah, he didn't think he needed more info. He was good in his head. Exactly. And I'm sure that she might have contributed to that, right? She probably was faking her orgasms or things like that. So yeah, it's a problem. Ego. Yeah, absolutely, Tracy. Definitely ego. Tracy says, good idea. I want to create some passive income like we do for women. Yeah, absolutely. And I think classes are good for that. I think there are men who buy my classes. So you just have to figure out what are the things that the men want and then promote it. So here on Instagram, here you go. Michigan Sex Therapy, you'll tune in next week for this details. Yes, please. All right, NK Swinger, what should be a thing is a class that focuses on male performers and skills they need on off the camera to be successful. Interesting. So you're thinking about a specific niche around maybe performers. What are the things they need to do? I could see that. I could see people needing that. And then NK Swinger says, I think Marla would do well with many questions. have surrounding getting into or being successful in the industry. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for the props. Yes. Okay, y'all. Really, really great questions. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good niche and focus. There are a lot of male gurus and things out there. So I would also check into those communities as well, because there are, male coaches, male relationship coaches, sex coaches, and things that do focus on men. So that might be another place or another avenue you might want to research to get some more information around that. So yeah. All right. Great, y'all. Good stuff. All right. So this question, I'm not really sure. So if this was your question, I would love for you to kind of chime in. So the question is, do you need to have multiple DBAs under your fictitious LLC name? And so I think I need more details. So if you gave me that question and you're like, Marla, I need more details. I need you to come on and let me know what that means exactly. Cause I'm like, a fictitious LLC name or your LLC, or you're faking that you have an LLC, but you like I'm just kind of confused. So if you gave me that question, please feel free to send me an email and give me a better description. And I will be happy to answer that thoroughly for you. God, just a little confusion on my end regarding that. One of the things that people constantly ask me about, though, is, about mentorship, apprenticeship, how people, can approach someone. Really, it's about what you offer. You know what I'm saying? It's because if it's a mentor or someone who is in this industry, they're busy, right? And so you have to make it worth their while for them to want to come and teach you about something, right? So what are the things that you have to offer, maybe a mentor or for an apprenticeship, so that they will feel like, hey, you're not just draining me. You know what I mean? Because otherwise you can pay me for my time. But if you want me to be a mentor, if you want to do an apprenticeship or something like that, there's got to be some sort of exchange. There's got to be a mutual benefit to the relationship. And as much as we think like, oh, but people would love to, I think people's time, it's valuable. And so we really have to think about that as such. And so, yeah, what do you have to offer? So I would write those things down like, what is it that I have to offer someone who I want to be in a relationship with or in a mentorship with, right? They would want me to be their mentee because what? Right? What do you have to offer? And I think that's one of the most important aspects before approaching them. Because you want to be able to come with them like, hey, this is what I have to offer. This is what I would like in exchange. Like, have a plan, because nothing is sexier than someone who approaches you, who already has the plan and is like, let's do this. And you'd be like, okay, let's do this, right? The less thinking you give probably to a mentor for an apprenticeship, the better. You know what I mean? And you want to be able to stay closely, or you want to be able to look at all the things that they do. And one of the things that I kind of get annoyed with is when somebody asks me around like mentorship, apprenticeship, but then they don't know like the things that I'm doing, right? Or they don't know like where my calendar is, or they're not on my email list, or you know what I mean? It's like, if you aren't engaged that much, then you really need to do your research. What is this person talking about outside of social media? And again, what do you have to offer them? So that's really great. Thank you for that question. I really appreciate that. Oh, yeah. All right, y'all. Y'all got some questions? I got answers. It is $**X Biz Saturdays, or for YouTube and LinkedIn and my Facebook group, Sex Biz Saturdays. We are here. I am here to help you answer any of your questions. If you do not have my social media cheat sheet, I believe you need to do that, because please download the cheat sheet. It's the qrco.de/5, the number 5, and then solutions, all lowercase. That is going to help you understand how to do your social media without getting shadow banned or suppressed or deleted. Okay. And in my class, I do have an upcoming class, my $actual social media, or sexual social media, that's coming up on February 6th. So make sure you check out that as well. Put that in the comments for you all. But make sure you check out my events. Actually, you just go to successful.biz. But yeah, make sure you check it out, because I give you lots of tips and tricks, and I actually walk you through it. So I put my cell phone, I link my cell phone to the computer screen, and you can see how I look up the hashtags, what hashtags, and we even experiment. So whatever industry, whatever part of industry that you are in for this, I help you to look up words and things that, make sure you don't use those that are on the no-no list. Okay. So yes. So that is what I have coming up. Also, I'm super excited to announce, and I haven't announced this yet, but I'm announcing it today, is that we are going to have the Be Successful Business Summit. Whoop, whoop. It's going to be happening in March. So excited about it. I have like 15 to 20 presenters that are going to be talking about all sorts of amazing aspects of business. So if you are not on my email list, I highly suggest to get on it, because I will be giving out exclusive discounts only to the people who are on my email list. But again, if you are already a member, you already get deep discounts. So if you are not a member yet in my business coaching club, you need to sign up, okay? Because you get 4 live meeting calls a month. You get a private group where I actually, all the things that I learned at ROI and all the things that I'm constantly learning, I give specifically to my private group. If you're like, hey, Marla, I want to teach at this place, can you hook it up? Yes, I can. I just got in contact with recontacted by a French company that's looking for educators who are, speak English and who can teach. So if you are in my membership club, you get a warm intro. I'm going to be promoting you. I'm going to be like, hey, this person also does some really great stuff. And that's passive income in your pocket for something you only did one time. Okay. So, money in your pocket, one class can range from $80 to $800. So, it's up to you how you want money to come into your pockets. But I'm here to support you in that way. With my program, of course. And then, of course, if you have the regular successful program, there's 50% off private coaching sessions with me. And then, of course, the official program, which has all of the different recordings, as well as like my financial spreadsheet, my marketing content spreadsheet template, like all of these things that you need to show like, oh, hey, I'm making more money in this, or I'm making more money in that. These are really, really great ways to enhance your business. So again, I've done all of this stuff on my own. So you don't have to. So please make sure that you take advantage of these things. And if you are like, no, I want the upgrade, I want the top notch. What's really cool is you get, of course, free classes. You get a free private coaching session per month. You get major discounts on any of my live events. And then what's also really cool is the mastermind with hot seat coaching and accountability tracker. And so in my mastermind group, we go through and we hammer out what are the things that are what's going on for us. And we put all of our minds together and we help one person out and we give ourselves goals for the following time and we make things happen, y'all. And so it's really exciting to have a group of people who are doing amazing things, doing amazing work, and are killing it. So to be a part of that group, it is part of the upgrade, but I'm also thinking about making that separately. So if you're like, Marla, I just want to join the mastermind because it sounds amazing, then talk to me, DM me, put something in my DMs. If you want to do something, if you just want to join the mastermind separately, okay? All right. Wow. With that said, let me see here. What else do I have? If you're like, hey, Marla, my coins, my money's a little funny, what's up? Well, I do have a starter package. And all it is just $47 a month. So if you're starting off and you're like, finances are a bit tight, that might be the best option. So you get access to my masterclass, but it does not include my official program. So it doesn't include all of the sheets, the marketing content templates, the financial templates, the all of the things that is, that are amazing. So but that's okay. It's sort of the beginning steps, which is maybe just what you need in the moment to help build up the momentum for your business. Candace says, yes to the mastermind. Yes. I will follow up with you, Candace, for sure. Or please feel free to send me a DM and I will gladly, I think I'm just going to, I might just put that up on the website because people have been asking me for coaching too. So I'm going to just start putting some stuff together. And what's also very exciting is that I will be launching the podcast soon. So again, please get on my email list. The Be Successful podcast will be launching soon as I get my episodes recorded. So I'll be recording episodes here. And so I'm so excited to be doing that. If you probably saw a sneak peek of the banner that I had for my podcast because I accidentally did that one instead of the Biz Saturdays last time we did this. So my bad, but it's okay. We live and we learn, right? We live and we learn. So I love everything you are doing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, I appreciate it. I am trying to do the thing, like I said. I did this alone for many, many years. And I was like, this guy, and then now to have people approaching me like, I follow you because I want to be like you, or I want to do something similar, or I want to do the thing. And I'm like, yes, you can do that thing. And here's how to do it. And here's the easy route because, I'm giving you what do you call it? The shortcut version. You know what I mean? I'm giving you the things you need to know in order to be successful. Okay. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate all of you for taking your time out of the day to come listen to me and talk about these questions. Of course, please feel free if you're like, oh, I got a question, or if once we leave here, you're like, oh, I have a question, and all the things. Just let me know. And, I will be happy to address them next Saturday. So yeah, anyway, thank you all again for being here. Again, please go get your free social media cheat sheet. join my email list, get the updates, and I'm gonna hook you all up with the mastermind. So, because it is freaking awesome. All right, I love you all, and I am out of here. I think here we go. Bye.